5 inmates injured in Supermax jail fight. 5 inmates were injured during a massive fight at Cook County Jail in Illinois. Officials say the fight happened Friday at around 1:30 p.m. in the jail's Supermax division. The mayhem begins when an inmate standing near the center of the room punches another in the back of the head. Another inmate is struck, causing his head to bounce off a cement pillar. Out cold, he remains on the floor until someone pulls him away. Nearly 30 men in the general population room are in the thick of it, but some clearly don't want to be involved and stay close to the walls. Guards eventually get things under control. Several weapons were recovered, including 2 that appear to have been made from asthma inhaler parts. Officials are now investigating how the inmates got or made the weapons. Jail spokeswoman Cara Smith said 5 inmates were taken to hospital to be treated for injuries including stab wounds, but none of the injuries were life-threatening. 4 of the 5 inmates were in jail on murder charges, while the 5th person was charged with armed robbery. Can't get enough of prison fights? Here's a few more.
Like a scene from The Wire or America's Dumbest Criminals, mayhem rushed through Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center when all the prison doors shot open on Tuesday. Notorious gangster Kenneth Williams of Miami's New Money cartel was incarcerated at the maximum security facility. 2 members of a rival gang appear to have been waiting for the unexpected security fail. CCTV footage clearly captures 2 of the rival gang members sneaking out of their cells with old-fashioned prison shivs at their side. The 2 rival gang members are seen cornering Williams. Williams tries to make a run for it. Cornered, Williams takes the only escape route apparent to him, a 1-story jump to the ground below. Williams clumsily takes the jump. Clearly not having paid much attention to action movies, he lands incredibly awkwardly after only a 4 to 5 meter drop. CCTV footage shows Williams writhing in pain and clinging to the leg of a would-be rescuer, or contestant for America's Next Fat Inmate. Williams broke his ankle, shattered a vertebrae in his lower back, and severely damaged his dignity, having cried like a little bitch after the fall. Prison guards said they had absolutely nothing to do with the security glitch, but Williams' lawyer isn't buying it. Moral of the story? Wear a shirt.
Inmate saves jailer from getting his butt whooped. An inmate came to the rescue of a corrections officer who was being attacked by another inmate in the booking area of the Payne County Jail in Oklahoma. Surveillance video shows inmate Tashka Robert Frank Merritt walk out of the holding cell and then suddenly attack the jailer. Merritt throws several punches and then picks the jailer up before throwing him to the ground. The corrections officer then gets back on his feet, and him and Merritt square off. That's when inmate Robert Charles Hammock rushes over to lend a helping hand. Hammock comes up behind Merritt and grabs him. Then he and the jailer take Merritt down, just as other corrections officers come over to help. Merritt had initially been booked on public intoxication and petty larceny charges. He's now looking at a charge of assault on a police officer, which carries a sentence of up to 5 years if convicted. Dope! Ex-Subway guy Jared Fogle tastes prison justice. The former face of Subway, Jared Fogle, tasted a few knuckle sandwiches in a prison yard assault. According to an incident report, the convicted pedophile suffered facial injuries when he was beaten by another inmate on January 29th. Fogle made millions as a spokesman for Subway after he lost 245 pounds in a year by eating their sandwich-like products. But Subway cut all ties with Fogle last year, not long before he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for child sex crimes. It seems the only way Fogle's managed to avoid eating a few human footlongs in jail is by paying for protection. Reports say the disgraced kitty fiddler has abandoned his eat fresh philosophy at Colorado's Englewood prison. And instead of keeping a low profile like most sex offenders, Fatty Fogle has been acting like a big shot behind bars. According to reports, an inmate named Stephen Nigg took exception to Fogle's displays of largesse. So the 60-year-old convicted armed robber tackled Fogel to the ground and dished out a beating. Fogel sustained a bloody nose, swelling to his face, and scratches to his neck in the attack. Nig walked away with a few scratches to his hand and knee. He was punished with a spell in solitary confinement and lost time off his 15-year sentence he'd earned for good behavior. But family members say Nig was proud of what he did and would do it again if given the chance.
Surveillance cameras capture Mexican prison riot that killed 49. New footage from the February 11th prison riot in Monterrey, Mexico shows the moment two rival gang factions started fighting. Surveillance cameras captured a large number of prisoners in the courtyard of the prison at 10:48 p.m. Prison guards took shelter in one building as a large group of the Zeta-27 drug gang attacked a cell block housing a rival gang leader, causing a melee. Prisoners could also be seen setting fire to the food storage area and cell block. The blaze created was visible from outside the prison. On the other side of the prison, fighting continued. Prisoners reportedly used bottles and blazed during the riot. No guns were involved. They set up barricades and used mattresses to shield themselves. Then, setting the mattresses on fire, the prisoners created flaming barricades that lit up the dark sky. Fighting continued through the night until about 1:30 a.m. when police were able to subdue the prisoners.